Hello, Goddess, and welcome to Twin Flame Tuesday. My name is Rochelle, and this is my channel, Empowerment Experiences, where we are on a self-love empowerment journey of healing twin flames, at least the majority of us. Because everything on this channel definitely empowers any goddess on a self-love empowerment journey. Because that's the thing. A twin flame journey is a self-love empowerment journey. Now that I feel like I've said that over and over and over. It's been a very interesting time. Things feel heavy, heavier than usual. That is very much the energy that I am feeling in the collective. Both parties going through so much healing, so many things being triggered. The Divine Feminines we're finding ourselves seemingly in the dark after perhaps a very beautiful, illuminated experience with our counterpart. And now we feel like we're in the dark. And that shit hurts, don't it? That's because it's being healed. The cleansing of the infection in the wound. Whatever is being triggered in you right now, Goddess, and even in your counterpart as well, that keeps him physically distanced from you, not speaking a word, there but not there. He's going through his own shit. This is why it's a self-love empowerment journey, because only you can be the one to shift out of, or more so shift through, because it's about the breakthrough, and things have to break down, and you have to know where the wound is so you can cleanse the infection and truly allow for it to be healed. And that's where we are. I know for me, I've had some very heavy, very dark traumas from my past being triggered this year, and not necessarily directly in my counterpart, other than that I want his presence. I want to be spending that time and with each other, as we obviously have. Like how amazing that video chat was last month. But the actual things that are again coming up. Yeah. But that happens, Goddess, because it needs to be released. It needs to be cleansed. It needs to be purged. And look, seldom do I flip the bottom of the deck over, but looky there, courage. Find your brave. We even had this in Super Sign Sunday, angel number 902. Find your brave. It's okay to feel the way you feel, Goddess. Feeling human emotions is exactly what makes you human. But while you're feeling through this, be loving yourself. Be giving yourself what you need. Lots of water, lots of rest. You know, reaching out to soul family. Whatever it is that you require, Goddess, that's going to alleviate, lighten the load. Yeah. It feels like a roller coaster right now, doesn't it? That healing. It's not a straight line. It's not even a squiggle, it's that spiral. And when you think you've healed something, so often it seems, you realize you haven't healed it completely because it comes back again. Another opportunity to grow stronger and more healed. Even though your counterpart, your divine masculine for the majority of us, even though he doesn't say much, he feels it. And right now what he's feeling is the weight of the world on his shoulders. Everything feels like so much effort. He's just doing the bare minimum. That's all he has the energy for. It's like when the body puts itself into a coma after a very extreme accident, and then you wake up. That is that your body taking that necessary time to restore itself, that time of rest. Abundance does abound, Goddess. I know it feels so limiting. It does. But that doesn't mean that it is. You only feel that lack because you're focusing on that lack. Allow yourself to revisit the moments that feel good, because it may take a little bit more energy and effort at the current time to conjure up a vision that you desire to be experiencing. I know for myself, as I've mentioned before, it's so challenging to believe in what I teach in the sense of manifestation. That we can be, do, and have anything when, holy moly, I can't just get on a plane and go see my love. We would have had a road trip in January if I'd been able to. So it feels very, very heavy. It's things like that. Because the old world is falling away, and it's a very, very heavy world that humanity has bore on our backs. For those who care not for our existence. We are in a spiritual war. And this is why it is so important to, again, find your brave. Focus on your healing. Recognize that when you are flustered or frustrated or fed up with your counterpart because he's not talking to you, he's not giving you what you need, it's because you're not giving you what you need. Oh, even I needed to hear that, because I see that. But that's it, Goddess. You can't expect someone else to do something for you that you are not already capable and doing for yourself. And one of these biggest things that are hitting me is the pivoting from that focus on lack and how he's not there to abundance and what it feels like when he is. Oh. That was a yawn. Balance. I mean, right there, take time to relax. It's okay to just do the bare minimum for a while. It really is, Goddess. If you're drained, you're tired, you're exhausted. So many of us are. And it's okay to take some downtime. And I know there has been a lot of sanctuary and refuge, a lot of focus this summer on taking that time with yourself, to reconnect with yourself. Because this world is changing in a massive way. And the greatest place where you can have an impact is by doing that work on you, healing yourself as the world heals herself. More unicorn messages. Yeah. This feels kind of like a solemn reading. That's what the word is coming to mind. Solemn. SOLEMN. Sad, disappointing, not disappointing, but more of a discouraged energy, where it feels like, when is it my turn? When do the scales finally become balanced? And everything that I went through for so long finally reveals itself to have been worth something. Show the world what you're made of. No, that's the whole point of taking that time to spend with yourself, because only you can know yourself, Goddess. Only you heal yourself. That's why even physically the placebo effect is so profound. It is point of attraction. The story we tell does become and is the reality we live. So that's the key, is to change the story. And I get it when you're so exhausted and it's so challenging to change the story from seeing what is and the way it's been, the way it is, because you're too tired to even conjure that thought of a reality that you desire to be living, because the mind right now is, the ego is telling you that, oh, you can't have that. It's the end of the world. How is that going to happen? And the how is never, ever, never your place. It's not your job. It's not your responsibility. It's not where your power is. That's the universe's job. And the way the world is right now, just as we can look throughout all of history, well, what we've been sort of told about history. But we can look throughout the history of each our own lives. That's better. Look through the history of each our own lives and you can see how much life changes. So you can literally say that all things are temporary. Because they are. And as we are ushering in this new earth, what that is anchored in is the awareness that our intention, our focus, our energy is creating our reality. That again, the story that we tell is the reality that we live. It becomes the reality that we live. It's so mind-boggling to see the world this way. But it's how it is. All we have to do is look at, especially right now when things feel a little challenging, don't they feel a little more challenging? You know, you end up hitting every red light. There's no parking space, you get caught in traffic, you oversleep, the alarm doesn't go off, you know, those sorts of things. More things to perpetuate that not feeling very good, or, well, I was going to say feeling like shit. Perpetuate the feeling like shit. Let us see what ways of shining our light, what we need to know about the light aspects of the shadow learning, it feels like, doesn't it? Again, everything that is heavy right now is really feeling heavy, like it's being amplified, its heaviness, because we are being asked to let it go. Remember, pain is guaranteed, because, you know, growing pains and all, but suffering is optional. And we each perpetuate our own suffering when we continue to focus on, thus give our power away to something that we don't have power over, something that we can't actually influence. We don't have a hands-on ability to change this. Yet we focus on it as though we do. And that's the very thing that perpetuates our suffering. I needed this message myself. How about you, Goddess? I love to hear any comments, any aha moments, anything in any of my videos. I would also love to know that you just stop by, even if you don't watch the whole video or any of them. Just drop, like, create a signature comment with emojis that you just comment. It can be like 2 or 3 little emojis. I actually even organically created one for myself that I use a lot on Instagram. So, yeah, I'd love to hear. It's been challenging, that's for sure. But remember, a challenge is an opportunity for growth. And we are all growing exponentially here. That is this expansion journey. The journey of ascension is a journey of expansion. The universe itself is perpetually expanding. And we are, as Abraham says, on the cutting edge of creation. The leading edge, the cutting edge, the leading edge of creation. We are the ones that are creating this reality based on, again, the story that we tell is the reality that we live. So the other side of that is to stop feeding the stories that you don't want anymore. I get it, sister. I know how challenging that can be. And I definitely, have incredible tools and resources for all of that, practices. But one tip that I could definitely give you now is to recognize that you are where you are, and you're exactly where you're supposed to be, okay? And that if you would just close your eyes and focus on that breath, literally give your attention to your breath and intentionally allow for the thoughts to be silenced in your mind. Yeah. Because your guidance is divinely guided. And when you can silence the mind and then other things just kind of pop in, and next thing you know, you're led down the path to the end result of your manifested desire. And even if right now what you're being divinely guided to do is, again, take some time for rest. You're not just healing painful wounds, for some of us, excruciatingly deep ones. And that's exhausting. Exhausting. So, as I've mentioned, take that time. Love yourself. Allow yourself what you need. Fill your cup, guys. Holy moly. Oh, here we go. And they flipped up or upright. What is your soul calling you to do? That's exactly what I was just saying. Whatever you are being divinely guided toward, allow that for yourself. Because we go through phases, and very strongly I feel that this shifting in you of, even for myself, I sleeping on my couch. But it's temporary. It's like, and I've done it before. And then I end up in my bed for a year. It's interesting, or 6 months or whatever. 2 years, I don't even know. But that's the thing, is it's teaching us that this is temporary. It's helping to greater clarify and amplify that truth. That where we are right now, this too shall pass. So, there you go. What is your soul calling you to do? What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? You're being asked to really tune into you, goddess. As I've mentioned, the sanctuary card, refuge, really taking that time for yourself, to reconnect with yourself, to get to know yourself, to truly love yourself. Again, to reiterate, your divine counterpart is going through his own shit. Allow yourself to conjure up some dreams. I mean, if you weren't afraid, what would you do? What would you change? What would you allow yourself to dream? If you really were certain that you can be, do, and have anything, what would that look like, goddess? And this is the thing with the wound. What is triggering you? Hold that space for yourself and allow it to process through. This is why you'll hear me mention so often the fugly shower cry. I ended up starting in there, and then next thing I know, I get out and I made a video that allowed for more processing through. And I am going to share that. It's intense, but it's that raw and real space of the trigger, the trauma, what it looks like to allow yourself to have that voice, to express it, right? To clean out that infection of the wound. Yeah. There's lots of light cards here, light worker cards today. All focused on this heavy energy that you're being asked to release. 666s, which, yes, some can feel that to be all evil, and 9/11, we had 9/11 on Sunday as well. However, it's also a number for that family, your soul family, really connecting with yourself. Oops, sorry. There was apparently I had TikTok open the last time I was on here. Let's look a little bit more at 666. Because yes, now, if you focus on the meaning of it being an evil number, then that's going to be the experience that you have. However, 666 does have a fully angelic and positive number, because it's still a divine creation. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. 666s, baby. We have remove unhealthy materialistic desires. Take a step back, ease up, release your grip, and take it easy. Holy moly. Finding inner peace. You may find yourself in a liminal or strange feeling space. It's time to choose to start believing in yourself. So this is very much amplifying the fact that you are being asked to focus on you. Because I'm sure just as it feels heavy for him, it feels heavy for you too. So just take a rest, guys. Release the grip. We have spend time in nature, and I didn't mention it, but when I was mentioning the common theme lately, the amplified message of sanctuary and refuge, I saw the nature card in my mind as well. Spending time in nature, grounding yourself, and exactly what is with angel number 666. Spend time in nature, ground yourself, return to and practice presence. Because when we are in this very heavy space, it means that we are focusing on things that are weighing us down, on things that are of a lower frequency, a lower vibration. All right, so this is what is being amplified right now so that you can release it. It's not, I'm hearing it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. And I know even that message is for me as well, because boy, when my ego has a chance, whoo, that victim, right? He's ignoring me, and it's he just doesn't like me, he doesn't want to talk to me, and then it can get ugly from there, right? When actually, again, you have no idea what he's dealing with. When it comes to the material world, you have no idea what he's dealing with. And right here, remove unhealthy materialistic desires. Materialistic includes that need to control, to have control over your physical world, that which is already manifested. In this sense, especially with wanting to control the fact that he's not talking to you, that he's keeping his distance, and you want him to come to you, to talk to you, to spend time with you. But he's not in the mood to talk. He doesn't say much to anybody. It's not just you. It's not just you. He's going through some pretty rough shit too. But better is on the way. This is that 9/11, the expansion, abundance on the way, because it's already around us. Soul lessons have been integrated. You're up-leveling, you're shifting. And that is the other reason, again, why things feel heavy, because you are in the process of releasing these things. They're being amplified within you, so you become aware of them, and you go through the process of healing and releasing them. And then you're no longer carrying the weight of that. So you're no longer being weighed down with the heavy thoughts about it, the guilt, the blame, the shame, the regret. So as you experience that healing and you release those, your vibration rises. So of course you rise, you up level, you ascend to greater heights. Unlocking soul codes and awakening upgrades. Focus on self-care and self-love as you leap forward. Align with the coming shift. You know, again, allowing yourself, even for a moment, even as discouraged as you may feel, to allow yourself to dream the crazy fucking dream for a moment. It doesn't matter how impossible it may seem. Remember, I love the quote. Even the word impossible says I'm possible. So, allow yourself. And then when that little mean girl wants to swoop in and start to tell you, well, that's not going to happen. Well, this is what's going on right now. How is this going to happen? You just tell her to pipe down. Get in the back seat, give her a sippy cup, and just we're not playing this game anymore. We're not going to focus on that. We're not going to feed that story anymore. Because in feeding that story, it perpetuates that story. And again, 9/11, ground yourself. Chaotic emotions and leaping forward. Expansion. It's going to feel as though you're not making it anywhere. But that's just a side effect of this heaviness that is being released within you as you heal during these times. And the same for your beloved goddess. It's like the channeled divine masculine message this week. It just flowed. The poem. It's like, just chill, baby. Just chill. Right? Everything's gonna be fine. Don't get so caught up in the limitations of the matrix. You are so much fucking bigger than that. And this reality is nothing as we've been taught to perceive it. You are limitless. You have so much power. perpetual going and growing journey, Goddess. For your soul. This human experience is temporary. The soul is infinite. So if your soul is tired right now, as it most likely is, it's just time to rest. To let this healing be. And you focus on that mindset piece. You focus instead on practicing the pivot. And maybe it's just not time for all of that physical stuff. Right now I'm kind of like cookies and movies. Yeah, sure, okay. I love my workout bands. I love doing my yoga, but right now I'm just like, I'm loving these because I love these. I mean, I love coaching. I love the experience that I get to have with these, especially coming from someone who was actually taught to fear these sorts of divination tools of any kind, actually, not just these, but I have a pendulum. I've not yet done a lot of play with my pendulum. Here soon, I do intend. I'm definitely going to incorporate it in my mentorship group, which I know I haven't mentioned a lot about. Again, I'm going and growing through my own things as well. There's been some very deep, as I mentioned, I'll link the video. It's raw and it's real. There's been some very, very deep triggers happening lately with what's going on in the world. So it's very intense. So, and that's why also, not a lot of content coming out from me, other than, being consistent, at least in getting these up for all of you, for all of us, because they help me too as well, of course. But more is coming. And EWR, my Empowered with Rochelle, Goddess Rising Mentorship Group, that's what I call it, where, we are goddesses rising into our power. Becoming empowered with Rochelle. That said, that's what's going on. You can join. I do have a free group as well, Goddesses Supporting Goddesses, on Telegram. I will put that link in the description, in addition to the details about Empowered with Rochelle. And if you're just looking for, a little bit of one-on-one support, I of course have one-on-one sessions. I do so many a month. And I've been wanting to do, there's been a few things, but again, going through this time of restoration right along with you, Goddess. And I don't set a very good example if I don't set a very good example. That was fun. So, dear sweet Goddess, I remind you that the power is in your hands. The power to shift, the power to pivot, the power to heal, the power to expand, to be who you are, to allow yourself to be where you are. That power is in your hands because it's always been inside you. Namaste.